Imagine waking up tomorrow and your investments have paid you enough this month to cover all of your bills. You don't actually need your job anymore because your investments now pay for literally everything. Most people wrongly assume it takes millions of pounds. They think it's not for someone on a normal UK income. Today I'm going to show you realistic retirement numbers you need invested to replace your income, whether you earn 20,000 a year, 40,000 or even £100,000 plus. Why almost everyone chases the wrong goal. Here's the problem with how most of us are taught to think about money. We're taught to chase a bigger income, the next promotion, more overtime, a second job on the side. All of it pointed at the same thing. Earn more, earn even more. The thing is, earning more isn't a bad thing, obviously, but it's the wrong goal for most people. Because a bigger income doesn't buy most people freedom. It just raises their lifestyle, raises the tax bill, and keeps most people in the UK exactly as dependent on their employer as they were before, just with a nicer car. There's a different question almost nobody asks themselves, and it's the main point of this video. What would it cost to never have to work again? Not how much do I want to earn, not what would make me feel successful, just this. What is the actual price tag on my freedom, financial freedom? That's a completely different mindset, because once you know that number, work stops being something you have to do and starts being something you're choosing to do. So with that little build up out of the way, let's find your number. Because once you understand money, from my experience, you'll push hard for that pay rise so you can invest more, because financial freedom is what most people I know and who I've met over the last 25 years are pushing hard for. The 4% rule explained simply. There's one piece of maths that makes all of this possible. It's called the 4% rule. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your income the same way again. Here's the idea. If you have a portfolio of invested money, like in a stocks and shares ISA, you can typically withdraw around 4% of it every single year. And historically, your pot keeps growing over the long term, even while you're taking money out. You're not eating into your capital. You're living off the growth. Let's put real numbers into it. If you have £500,000 invested, you could withdraw somewhere around £20,000 a year. £750,000 gets you to roughly £30,000 a year. 1 million gets you to about £40,000 a year. Notice the pattern? Hopefully you do. Every extra 250,000 invested adds roughly another £10,000 a year of income forever without you working another day. This is the entire game, in my humble opinion. Your job right now pays a wage, an income. Your investments eventually can do the exact same thing. That's the goal. The question is, this big question is this: how much do you need invested to make that swap? Which brings us to the numbers, the important part of this video. The numbers for every UK income. These numbers are based on average returns of 10%, as I always say, and before the keyboard warriors start, I like to keep the maths very simple, and 10% is based on historical returns. I know I'm not factoring in inflation, because again, this channel is about keeping things nice and simple. It's based on my experience over the years and my opinions, that's it. If you earn 30,000 a year, to fully replace that income using the 4% rule, you'd need somewhere in the region of 750,000 invested. If you earn 40,000 a year, you're looking at roughly £1 million invested. If you earn 60,000 a year, that's around 1.5 million. And if you earn 100,000 a year, you're looking at £2 million. Huge number. Now, before anyone switches off, a few important things. First, this is to replace your gross income completely, without any other income alongside. Most people don't need that. If you've paid off your mortgage by the time you retire, or maybe your pension kicks in alongside your ISA, or you drop to part-time work maybe, instead of stopping completely, your number gets a lot smaller, let's put it that way. This is the ceiling, not necessarily your target. Second, and this is the part that should actually excite you, you don't need to save that number in cash all in one go. You need to invest your way to it, and that's a completely different, much more achievable challenge, because growth does most of the heavy lifting for you with compounding returns, which is exactly what I want to show you next. Before we do carry on, this as always is not financial advice, but I haven't got £500,000. Now I can already hear some of you thinking, right mate, easy for you to say. I haven't got anywhere near that amount of cash lying around. under the mattress. Apologies there for that borough twang. Honestly, I hate my accent. Anyway, back to £500,000, a big number I didn't have just a few years ago. I invested for about 16 years. I was rubbish. I had pretty much nothing except the home we live in and 3 rental properties in negative equity. I think it was about minus 50,000 in total. But in 2018, I was overpaying all of my rentals because I forced myself to work away, abroad, long rotations in very poor conditions. I started to invest seriously because I focused on financial education. I got into personal development, much needed personal development, and finally set some serious goals at the age of 35. Yes, I've made too many mistakes, like how I bought a rental property in my early 20s because of FOMO. How the financial crisis of 2008 led to huge mistakes, like losing our life savings in 2011 in the stock market. But after 2018 and 2019, everything has changed, and our assets are now worth over £600,000. This is with property, index funds, individual stocks, and a bit of crypto. But honestly, I do wish I could go back, it's like my early 20s, and invest in global index funds, like from an early age. If you're starting from zero, here's what you could do, what you might do. What I would do if I could go back to my early 20s. Let's say you invest consistently every single month, and your money grows at an average of 10% a year, which is roughly in line with long-term global stock market returns. As I mentioned earlier, and as I always mention, you invest £500 a month for 25 years and you end up with roughly 650,000. If you up it a bit and invest £750 a month for 25 years, that becomes roughly 980,000. If you have a decent enough income and invest £1,000 a month for 25 years, now you're looking at approximately 1.3 million. Obviously not guaranteed. Read those numbers again. That is what I would call disciplined amounts each month. Not a fortune, not a windfall. And it turns into 6 or 7 figures purely through time and consistency. This is not luck. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This isn't the type of rubbish the crypto bros talk about over on TikTok. This is just what happens when you let compound growth run for 25 years or even longer. That's the whole secret. There isn't a trick. There's just time, consistency, discipline, and getting started before you feel ready. Why UK ISAs and pensions are so powerful. Now here's where being in the UK actually works massively in your favour. And I don't think enough people, nowhere near, appreciate it. Unlike America, where investors are often stuck dealing with capital gains tax on literally every sale, we have some genuinely brilliant tools, like a stocks and shares ISA, where you can invest up to £20,000 per year, and every single penny of growth and income is completely tax-free forever. Or a SIP, self-invested personal pension, you get tax relief going in, meaning a basic rate taxpayer effectively turns £80 into £100 instantly, and a high rate taxpayer can claim back even more. A workplace pension, if your employer matches your contributions, that's free money added directly to your number. Turn it down, in my opinion, is turning down part of your income. These aren't just savings accounts, they're wealth building machines that the government has built specifically to help you get to that number faster. And most people are only using a fraction of what's available to them. If you are serious about hitting your number, your ISA and your pension are doing more work for you and me than almost anything else in this video. Why the focus on £1 million is the wrong way to think about investing, in my opinion. Here's something I want to reframe before we get to the end of this little video. The goal was never really £1 million or even more. That number on its own means nothing. 1 million to someone who needs £80,000 a year is completely different to 1 million for someone who needs like 30,000 a year. The real goal, the only one that actually matters to you, is this. My investments now pay me more than my employer does. That's it. That's the finish line. Not a round number, an unrealistic one that sounds impressive on paper, the point where the income coming from your portfolio matches or beats the income coming from your job. Once that happens, everything changes. You're not chasing wealth or quick, easy money. Like most people, you're just quietly, calmly, financially free. The realistic early retirement example. Let's make this real with one final example. Let's say you're 35 at the minute. You start investing £750 a month into your ISA and SIP combined. Every time you get a pay rise, your contribution, even by a small amount, You stay invested through the dips, the crashes, the scary headlines, all of it, all the news. You don't panic sell. By your mid to late 50s, using the numbers we've already looked at, that we've covered today, you're sitting on a portfolio capable of paying you a full income indefinitely, well, potentially. Work becomes optional. Not because you got lucky, not because you're suddenly rich in the way people imagine, because you quietly built an income producing portfolio. One boring month at a time, right up my street for 20 years. That's genuinely available to almost anyone watching this video right now, starting today. Summary. I think most of us have been taught to chase a bigger income our entire working lives. But the real goal was never earning more. Or not just earning more, should I say. It's needing less from your employer. Because once your investments replace your income, nobody can take your freedom away. Not a bad boss, not a redundancy letter, not a recession, nothing. Now, if you're trying to become financially free here in the UK, hit subscribe, because every single week I break investing down into simple steps that anyone can actually follow. No jargon, no fluff, just the real numbers. And I want to know in the comments, if possible, how much would you need coming in every single month before you'd feel comfortable walking away from that job, from work? And if you and your partner have had financial frustrations, like a lot of couples, maybe you tend to argue about money, see below for a recent video.